This is the most recommended combo for a gaming PC in 2025. It's the 9800 X3D CPU and the 9070 XT GPU. And the reason that everyone recommends them is simple. If you want the best possible price to performance in a high-end gaming PC right now, these are the parts to choose. Now, AMD sponsored me to showcase what's already widely accepted as basically the best CPU-GPU combo for a high-end gaming PC in 2025. Not just by me, but also by literally every other reviewer out there. So let's upgrade my old PC with these parts. The 9800 X3D is literally the best gaming CPU for a few reasons. It's one of the fastest gaming CPUs ever made, being only second to the full-fat 9950 X3D, which is not only double the price, but also requires more cooling, better VRMs, and is really meant as a productivity powerhouse, not a gaming-focused CPU. This means with the 9800 X3D, you're really not going to be bottlenecking any GPU that's available now or in the next 2 to 4 years, which means you get some good high-end future-proofing for GPU-bound titles. And if you need a high-power CPU with great single-core performance for high refresh rate gaming in esports titles like Valorant or Counter-Strike, especially if you have a 500Hz monitor and you need 500 FPS, well, with the 9800 X3D, this is the FPS I get in Valorant. Insane. But it's more than just this for me. A key thing I love about the X3D CPUs from way back with the 5800 X3D till now is that it adds a whole ton of gaming performance to the normal 8-core 16-thread Ryzen CPU without adding much, if not any, heat or power consumption to the chip itself. Meaning you get way more gaming performance than your average Ryzen chip without needing a higher end motherboard with better VRMs, better cooling, and without adding anything to your power bill. Meaning you actually save money overall compared to getting a higher end non-X3D chip, which is why the X3D CPUs are so popular for gaming builds. Plus, the 9800 X3D is still a beast as well for everything else, like video editing or 3D design, with very respectable single and multi-core performance. Then there's the 9070 XT, which is the GPU of choice today, which is also widely recommended as the best gaming GPU, not just by me, but like by a million other reviewers. This is assuming, of course, you can get it at a reasonable price. To be fair though, pricing is a relative thing. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, this is very competitively priced in Singapore relative to its competition. Its performance is at the same level as the 5070 Ti in terms of rasterization, while being a third cheaper here in Singapore, and the ray tracing of the 9070 XT is significantly improved over the 7900 XT and XTX, so now it actually keeps up a lot more with its competitors in RT as well. It also has 16 gigs of VRAM, so higher texture settings and higher resolutions aren't an issue with this GPU, meaning you can max out 1440p or even play medium to high settings on 4K with the 9070 XT, which is great. And the bigger VRAM is great for professional tasks too, like video editing, 3D rendering, or AI models. Plus, you get to use AMD's latest generation AI upscaling tool, FSR 4.0, which looks significantly better than the last gen FSR 3.1. This also adds frame generation, which means the 9070 XT is able to generate more FPS with AI for smoother gameplay. Of course, this will never be as good as raw FPS, but it's a nice to have to add smoothness and fluidity to your gameplay, especially in more casual titles. The 9000 series also features a new video encoder, which is an improvement over last gen, meaning you can stream at a higher quality with more smoothness, and if you're doing video editing, it should be a bump in performance. Then there's the advantage of pairing an AMD CPU and an AMD GPU together. We got Smart Access Memory, which allows DRAM and VRAM to be shared easily between your CPU and your GPU. Now, other CPUs and GPUs can use a similar feature called Resize Bar, but the AMD exclusive implementation is a more optimized and, in my experience, has given a more consistent uplift in performance. And there are also a ton of other Smart Access features that are only available if you use an AMD GPU and AMD CPU together. My favorite is Smart Access Video, which is a feature that assesses how to distribute the workload in video decompression and compression when you are doing things like video editing or streaming. Distributing the workload for the best possible performance among your CPU or your GPU for video compression needs. This means for video editing with a full AMD rig in software like DaVinci Resolve that support it, you're gonna get a much smoother experience than if you had an AMD CPU and a different brand GPU of the same level of performance, thanks to this feature being able to more optimally distribute workload among all your CPU and GPU cores. As for the rest of the build, if you're wondering, I had to swap out the power supply because my old Cooler Master power supply had died. It's 4 years old, fair enough. The cooler is a 240mm aftershock glacier mirror because that's just what I had. 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance DDR5 LPX, I think 5200 MHz RAM, a 1TB Lexa SSD, and a A520M ITX motherboard because guess what? The 9800 X3D is not insanely power hungry and also not extremely. So it doesn't really need an extremely fancy motherboard with crazy VRMs to run smoothly, and I've had no issues with this combo so far. All in all then, if you're building a gaming PC in 2025, especially a high-end one, going full AMD with a 9800 X3D and a 9070 XT is almost basically the best possible option. All in all then, AMD has improved leaps and bounds in the GPU front this generation, and their CPUs continue to be the absolute #1 choice with the best combination of thermals, heat, price, and support. So if you're building a gaming PC that's mid-range or even high-end in 2025, then you should definitely consider getting AMD parts for your whole build. And if you want a high-end sweet spot gaming PC in 2025, the 9800 X3D and 9070 XT are really my #1 recommendations, even if AMD didn't sponsor this video. It's pretty obvious to see from all the recommendations of a ton of PC builds on Reddit and YouTube that I'm not alone on that front. So I'm actually saying that because I really believe this is one of the best combos you can get right now.